Northamptonshire's batsmen battled really hard on a day of attrition in Derby on the second day of the LV County Championship second division match. It was all akin to an old-fashioned county game, added to by our pictures, which we apologise for being in black and white. Resuming in trouble on 28 for 3 and trailing by 258, it was a tough start for the visiting batsmen Alex Wakely and David Sales, both having their moments of fortune. Wakely would have probably been trapped in front had Mark Foote not overstepped. It was a frustrating morning for Derbyshire. Wakely again could have been out, but this leading edge off Tim Groenewald fell into open space. Runs were certainly at a premium for much of the first session. Wakely did use his feet to good effect to try to release the shackles. In 22.5 overs, the pair added just 41 runs, and when Sales tried to push things along, he edged a drive off Ross Whiteley to Dan Redfern to depart for 15 at 69 for 4. Northamptonshire came so close to promotion last summer, and they did that by grinding sides down and battling for long periods, and this was no different. The fortune didn't change in the afternoon. Again, Wakely didn't time the ball as he would have liked, but once more, no fielder could take advantage. David Wainwright, formerly of Yorkshire, thought he'd finally brought an end to Wakely's innings, but this stumping appeal was turned down. Tom Poynton did well there, but would have been disappointed not to have grabbed this edge, as Niall O'Brien had a life. Wakely wouldn't have had to work so hard for his runs many times before, but his knock here showed plenty of character. And so it was a relief for him when he finally got to his extremely hard-working 50 with a rare thump over the top. That was only his fourth boundary in an innings spanning 186 deliveries. O'Brien was no more fluent, although he wasn't going to miss out on this looping full toss from Wes Durston. Both the Irishman and Wakely kept the Derbyshire attack at bay for some 35 overs, in which they'd added 78 runs for the fifth wicket. And just as Wakely looked to be moving up at least half a gear, he gave Wainwright his first wicket in Derbyshire colours, going back to be trapped in front. After facing 214 deliveries, he was finally out for 62 at 147 for 5. The mood didn't change much after his dismissal. The home attack remained very disciplined, and O'Brien had to wait for the rare bad ball. Well, I say rare. This delivery from Foote was something else. Derbyshire would have needed Inspector Gadget behind the stumps to stop the 5 wides. James Middlebrook, who had a splendid summer with the bat in his hands last year, was the one batsman to play with some freedom on what was a day strictly for the cricket connoisseur. He twice put Foote through the covers as he aimed to increase the scoring rate just a tad. He even hit a rare maximum as Foote just tried to find something extra. This was a very well-timed stroke. On another day, things may have turned out very differently for the home side. To sum it all up, O'Brien went to his 143-ball half-century with just his second 4, a misplaced one over the slips. But it was turning out to be another handy stand from this pair. At 16 for 3, Northamptonshire had been in disarray, but all of the hard work was starting to pay dividends, as these two added 62 to take the total to 209. It was then that the 6th wicket finally fell. O'Brien on 62 tried to whip Whiteley to leg but missed and was legged before. Like Wakely before him, O'Brien was furious with himself for getting out, having battled for so long. Middlebrook's innings continued to be at odds with the rest of the day as he played some forceful shots. And for a while he was joined by David Willey in a partnership for the 7th wicket worth 21 runs. The deficit had been reduced to just 56 by the time that Willey was legged before to foot it for 7, 15 minutes before the close. It was a great effort from Northamptonshire, who resume on day 3 still trying to frustrate their opponents. With Middlebrook still there on 40, the visitors will go again on 241 for 7, trailing by 45 runs, and there's really nothing to choose between the two at this stage.